Hello guys, today we're going to be ranking kits in a tier list maker. So yeah, first off, we're starting strong with Airy. Now Airy's probably going to get just a straight up S. The damage potential is crazy. The consistency is high. Everything's good about Airy. I'm going to go pretty fast through this, so yeah, bear with me. Alright, so for Alchemist, in the past, Alchemist would have got an F, but after some buffs, it's actually like somewhat usable, so I'll give it a C. There are definitely worse kits. Actually, no, I'll make it a D. It's not good, but it's not bad. Archer. Now, I'm going to give it a B because it's actually very underrated. The Taxibo is still really good, so it's at least decent enough. Ares is probably going to get a C. It's very mid. The damage is decent, but everything else is just, like, kind of bad. It's alright. It's a decent kit. Definitely one of the worst level 50s, though. Axolotl Amy, I want to give it, like, an A or a B. I think A because it's been good in the past, and it's also like it's very underrated because like the heal axolotl and everything. It's like it's pretty good. Baker, another A, but probably above the axolotl Amy because the speed pies are very good for supporting, and the amount of like speed and health you can get from golden apples. Yeah, it's a really good support kit. Barbarian's probably going to get an A as well, because if used correctly by, like, someone who's good, you can get, like, a Rage Blade, and, you know, Rage Blade's insane, so, yeah. Also made a recent video on Barbarian, so I suggest you check that out, you know. Alright, Beekeeper, that's going to get an S. Really good in ranked, really good for cycling, lot of loot, no real faults, very consistent. Bounty Hunter is going to get a C. It's not that bad of a kit, but it's only really good in duels, solos, 1v1s. Yeah, it's kind of useless, like 30v30 and everything. Builder's gonna get a B as well, slightly above Archer. It's good for bed defending, yeah, but other than that, doesn't really do anything else, so yeah. Conqueror's gonna also get a C because it can actually have some use potential. Like the buffs it gives are pretty good, but it's like range limited, and there are just better kits out there. Crocowolf, I'll give it let's say a low B, because when if you manage to set it up correctly, like the Crocowolf Beast is like really overpowered. So yeah, in the right use case, definitely it's up there. Cyber, I'm gonna give it a high C or low B. I'll say low B as well, because you start with a drone now, so it's actually can be really consistent for cycling. It's very underrated. So yeah, I'm probably gonna do a video on it as well soon. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Elder Tree, I'll give it an S, but low S, because it is very good, very consistent, a lot of HP. You can win in late game, basically every single late game in ranked. Yeah, it's pretty good. Ember's gonna get a high A, definitely. The damage it does is crazy. Like it's really good. I don't think it's worthy of S, so maybe slightly under Baker actually. Yeah. Pharmacletus, I'm gonna say, as of right now, probably like a high C. It's not really used that much anymore. It's still pretty good though. Definitely still worth using. Also, this is a Season 8 tier list, by the way, so there are some kits that aren't on. Wait, no, never mind. This is a Season 10 one. Never mind. What am I yapping about? Fisherman, also another S. It's after so many buffs, it's like really good now. Like the amount of loot you get from it, it's crazy. I'm gonna put it high S as well. Frey's gonna get a C. I'm gonna say above Bounty. It's still good, but they nerfed it a lot. It's at a good spot now. I think it's pretty balanced. Gompy, underrated kit. Gonna give it a B. Above Cyber. The damage it does is kind of crazy, but not just the damage, also a knockback. It's really annoying to verse. Frosty's gonna get a low A. The Snowball's extremely annoying to verse. Extremely broken for 1v1s. Very underrated. Very annoying. Very good. Ginger's gonna get a high B. I'm gonna say below Builder. It's just very consistent. It's very good. It's really annoying to verse. Next up we have Grim Reaper. Now, yeah, so I had to record this again. The file got corrupted, but anyway, you got Grim Reaper, so I give Grim Reaper a lower B. The souls like give you a lot of health and speed and stuff and invulnerability, so it's a pretty good kit. But no, I'll give it a high C. It's not one of the best kits, but it's decent for PvP. Infernal Shielder, I'm gonna give it a high B. It's still decent for bed breaking. It blocks projectile, so it's not bad. It's just it's not meta anymore ever since the nerf. Jet's gonna get an F. Doesn't do anything. Not worth it. Never use Jack, please. Jade's gonna get a low A. Movement gives very, very good. Very, very good. It's pretty good. It's fun to use. I wouldn't exactly say it's meta, but it's fun to use. Maybe like a mate. Yeah, I'd say top of B. I'd be happy with top of B. Lassie's also gonna get top of B. Like there, it's really annoying averse. Very consistent. Very can easily troll. Very very fun to use. Just annoying overall. Lumen's gonna get a low B. It's probably just above Cyber. Lumen's pretty good as well. It's slept on, and it's not really meta. It's like there's counters to it. Melody's probably gonna get a middle B. I'd say above Archer. The healing gives us very good, but yeah, it's just there's so much static going around at the moment, especially with the new Marina kit. Yeah, it's not the best. Metal Detector's probably gonna get a high C. It got nerfed a lot. It's not really the best anymore. It's still decent, but like there's just better cycling kits now. I'll give it medium B actually. I think C's too harsh. It has too much of a legacy. Mine is also good. Yeah, mine I'd agree is a high C. It's very mid. It's like if you get kills early, it's good I guess, but you have to spend so long mining it. It's not really worth it. Now Nyx on the other hand, Nyx is probably gonna get mid A. The damage it gives is pretty crazy. Ramping up armor pen. Yeah, it's pretty good. There's better kits though. Pirate Davy's gonna get an S. Just the question is whereabouts. I'd say probably there. Yeah, I'd be happy with that. But let me move up Eldertree then. Alright. Pirate Davy. I mean, there's no real explanation. If you master it, it's so good. You can travel around the map. Yeah, TNT rain people doubles TNT. It's pretty good. Pyro. If this was like a week or two ago, I would have given this an S, or like 3 weeks ago, ever since before the nerf, I would have given this an S, but now it's been nerfed, it's probably just an A. I'd say it's above Nyx, so. Pyro, like, the damage it gives is crazy, the extra damage, everything. It's just the Ember nerf kind of make it not as good. I'll put it above Bob. Still very, very fun to use, though. Very impressive. Raven, I'll give it D. It is usable, now that it got buffed, it is usable. It's just kind of mid still. Santa's also going to get an F. It's like probably even worse than Jack, because it's literally useless. It's just more expensive, long cooldown. Literally don't use the kit. It's just so bad. Sheepherder's going to get a low C. It's decent, but like again, you lose sheep when you die, and the damage buff isn't even that great. I think it really needs a buff in order to be good again. Smoke, ever since the emote and bed breaking introduced, I'm gonna have to give it an A. I'd say below Ember. Like the bed breaking ability and everything it does, it's very good. It's slept on as well. So, yeah, I'd say an A is fair for it. Spirit Catcher. Now, as a ranked player, I have to put this high C. I remember there was a time I think last season where everyone would just spam spirits or something. Like I can't remember. I think it was like a strat for like a tiny bit. It was the most annoying thing. I used to like main bed break last season. It was the most annoying thing to deal with. Was just spirit spam. All my days. Trapper is gonna get a B as well, probably again above Cyber, because just the traps, they stun lock them. They're just really annoying to use to come up against. Actually, I'll give it a high C. It's probably useless. Yeah. Trinity, I'm also gonna give a high C. It's a good kit. It's just very mid. There's just better kits out there, you know. Not really much more to say. Vanessa's gonna get a high B. Probably like there. Vanessa's very good. It's just, again, Lily's just better in every way. But the triple shot is very good, though. Last season, this would have been an A or maybe even an S. But now, this season, it's a B. Void Regent's going to get an S. It has to, like... Or maybe like a very... I'd say it's an S. It's lower S. Ever since it got nerfed, it's not as good as it used to be. But, man, Void Regent's good when used right. It's, like, really, really broken. No downside, really. Very consistent, everything. Vulcan, now, people don't realize how broken this kit is, honestly. People don't realize how broken this kit is. Vulcan, ever since it got buffed now, it's like actually like really, really annoying averse. The turret's still like 15 damage to no armor, and they're also pretty quick as well. The knockback's also decent, so yeah, it's gonna probably become meta again soon if it gets buffed again. It's just really annoying. Warrior's gonna get a low C. It's decent, it's just not that good. The armor could be better. I'm gonna count this as Xeno Wizard, I assume. Xeno Wizard's gonna get a... I'm gonna put it very high A. Like, it's very, very good for support, static sim. Yeah, it's really good. Actually, I'll put lower S. I'll put lower S. It's a good kit. It's a very, very good kit. Very consistent, everything. Yeti's gonna get a B. I reckon below Cyber. It's really good for bed breaking. It's just, there's better kits. Yuzi, now look, if it was all time, I'd probably give an A or an S, but right now it's just a mid kit. I'm probably gonna I'll give it a B, just because it feels bad giving it a C or lower. Yuzi is very good. It's just it's consistent. It's just there's better kits, and the increased cost is just kind of annoying. Dino Tamer probably gonna be like a low C. It's like it's not that bad, but it's just it's very mid now. Merchant Marco, I'll give like a C again, but above all this, probably like there. It's decent. Merchant Marco's decent. It's not bad. It's just not that good either. Star's gonna get us at S, I'd say, because of the crit that it gives, the health that it gives. It provides a whole team of buffs. It's just, again, doesn't really need to be explained. It's just that good, like, for support. Zephyr, I'm gonna give a high A. If you get stacks, just really good. It's just there's better kits right now. It's one of the best jog kits, so it's very, very good. You get stacks of wind, you get speed, you get damage. Yeah, it's pretty busted. Lucia's also gonna get a really high A. If you get a lot of candy, you just get rich. You just get. I made a video jogging as Lucia, my most popular video. I just got like M armor in like 6 minutes, casually. It's so broken, but it doesn't deserve an S though. Wim is gonna get a high C. It's annoying, but not as bad as it was ever since it got nerfed like 50 billion times. So yeah, it's just a mid kit now. Cobalt's also gonna get a C. It's good. It's just there's better kits. Like the shield it gives is pretty nice. So, wow, how many more kits do we have? Yeah, quite a few. Evelyn is gonna get a lower B. It's good, but there's just better kits. Like the teleport's good. Like it gives you speed, gives you damage. It's good, but it's just not the best. Hannah's gonna get a higher B than that, definitely. I'd say above Archer. Like, the execute ability is really good. Also, just excuse me for a moment. Hannah's very good for consistency and damage, and yeah, just being able to execute when they're low. It's very good for certain combos, and yeah. Kalia's gonna get a high B. Kalia's very good for the extra like knockback and so I'll give it an A. I'll give it an A. It's very good for the knockback that it gives from the punch, and it also gives pretty good damage as well. It's pretty decent overall. Zurot is gonna get a low B, I'd say. It's good for the dragon ability. It's actually very underrated. It does a lot of damage. You can fly. Yeah, it's pretty good. There's just better kits out there. Lani's gonna get a high B. How high though? Probably like there. Lani, the support's really good. You get to teleport. Actually, I'll give it top. Low A. While we're at the top of moving things, I reckon I'll move Vulcan down to about here as well. Alani's really good. Like the heal and teleport ability, yeah, it's really good. It's very good at sporting. It's like Umbra kind of before it was nerfed. Crypt is gonna get I'd say a B, about there. It's really good for supporting, really good for rush strats. It's very good. It's top tier meta. It's like in like rushing strats and stuff. It's top tier meta. Like they have to include it because of how good it is when used. Same thing with Warden. Delays respawn. It's very good. Very underrated. Zenith's just mid overall. I'm gonna give it a C. I'll give it here. It's very mid. Like ever since it got nerfed a lot, it's just very mid. It doesn't give as much as it used to. Adetunde's gonna get a low A. It's very good for the potential damage it gives, and it's a good kit. It's a good kit, alright. It's a good kit. Very annoying averse when he gets fed. Sheila, look, it gets a low S. It has to. Like, if this was like 2 weeks ago before the nerf, this would have got like way up here. But after the nerf, it has to go down here. Like, I'm sorry, but it's just not as good as it used to be. It's still an S tier though. It's still broken. Caitlyn, well, another S tier. How high though? I'd say here. Damage, support, DK, target damage, DK armor pen, the extra team damage, all the effects it gives, just busted, like, really busted. Drill is gonna get a high C. It's actually quite underrated. It's actually fairly decent. Like, I used it the other day. It's not even that bad. It's just not that good. Flora's gonna get a B. I'd say probably around here. It's a pretty good kit. It's just there's stuff it could be used to improve ever since they nerfed damage, and yeah, it's a good movement kit though. Umbra's gonna get a low. Actually, I'm gonna give it a D. You know, ever since it got nerfed that much, it's like it's really hard to use properly. Whisper's gonna get an A. I'd say probably just below Ember. It's very good for support. It's got buffed a lot. Actually, below Smoke. It's got buffed a lot. It's good for support. It's good for helping. Yeah, it's pretty good. Lila's going to get an S. I'd say below Sheila. It's very good. Very good. Just the damage it gives, everything. It's really, really annoying to verse. Fortuna gets a C. Actually, I'll give it a B. I'll give it actually a high B. It's pretty good. It's pretty good for damage. Very slept on. It's just annoying to verse. Ignis is going to get a high C as well. It's good for bed breaking, but again, it's just not as good as it used to be. Talia is going to get a B. It's good for getting resources, good for support, good for everything. It's just not that good. Milo's going to get an high A. Low A. I'd say low A. It's really good for bed breaking, but can be quite situational. Eldrick's gonna get also a low A as well, because it's good for supporting. If you get an Eldrick gets fed, it's just GG's. Cogsworth's gonna get a low C. I'd say probably above that. It's good for resource management and cycling and everything. It's a pretty good kit. Noel, ever since if it wasn't nerfed, it would have got an S, but pains me to do this, but it's probably gonna get A now, probably like a mid A. It's good. It's just not as good. The heal and everything got nerfed, so it's still good, but again, not as good. Terra's gonna get a as well. I'll rate it right there. It's good for support, box damage, good for bed breaking, good for potential increase in damage, everything. It's good overall. Yamini, it's also gonna get an A. The cooldown got nerfed recently, so it's not as good as it was, but it's still a good kit. Like, come on. Yumeiko's gonna get a D. Or no, I'll give it a C. I'll give it mid C. It's decent. It's just not that good. Like, the invisibility is nice though. Sigrid's gonna get an S. Just depends on how far up. I'd say like probably just above Sheila. It's like ever since it got reworked, it's like actually no, it's lower, but it gives a lot of speed now. Gives a lot of buffs. It's the best 1v1 kit. Leanne's very slept on. I'll give it top B. It actually does really good damage. It's good for support damage, everything. Agni's gonna get an, I'd say low B. It's just, it got nerfed. It's still good though. It's still good, definitely. Don't get me wrong. Bexat's also gonna get a low B because it's decent. It's not that bad, but it could be better. Like, the Falcon's not really that good. It's just for the bow there. Electra's gonna get a low A. It got nerfed quite a bit, so it's not as good, but it's pretty good. It's not bad. It's not bad. I'll put it above Milo. Hephaestus is gonna get a low B as well, because I'd say above Bexat, maybe even above Agni. It's not bad. It's just it costs a lot of emeralds. Alright, on to the final two. Nyoka's gonna get a, I'll give it an A, you know, because it's like, it's just so annoying to verse. Like, if you get a good Nyoka, they can just glide around. Yeah, you can't really kill them. Alright, final kit sticks. I'm probably gonna give it low A. It's really good for supporting, good for portals, movement, everything. It's just a good kit. So yeah, anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this kit rating, and yeah, I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 kits in S. So yeah, if you do agree with my rating, be sure to let me know down below, and I'd be curious to see how you would rate it. So yeah, let me know if you'd make any changes. So yeah, anyway, I'll see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.